When the husband and his wife were getting ready to head over to her aunt's house, the girl's mother reached out and slipped off her gold bracelet. The girl asked, "Mom, what are you doing?" The mother said, "Oh dear, your aunt hasn't seen you in such a long time, and we're only going there for a simple visit, aren't we? And look at me, I'm not even wearing any gold jewelry." Then she calmly told her to remove her ring and earrings as well, her voice steady but serious. When they arrived at the aunt's house, they handed her a gift, and the aunt's eyes lit up as she said, "Wow, this is so beautiful. I bet it must have cost a lot of money." But the mother quickly cut in, "Oh no, how could they afford something expensive like that? It's just from a small local store." The aunt smiled warmly and replied, "It doesn't matter if it's expensive or cheap. What truly matters is that we are family." After they all sat down, the aunt turned to the husband and said, "You've really done well these past 2 years. I heard you bought a house right in the city center all by yourself." Just as the man was about to respond, the mother interrupted and said, "He didn't buy it outright. He only paid the down payment, and now there's still a 30-year mortgage, over $5,000 every month. I told him not to buy it, but he just wouldn't listen." The husband, shocked and a little upset, said, "Mother-in-law, that's not true." Before anything else could be said, there was a knock on the door, and the aunt stood up to answer it. The man quickly leaned toward his mother-in-law and whispered, "Mother-in-law, what are you doing? Why are you saying all this?" But she looked at him seriously and told him not to say a single word. When the aunt opened the door, the girl's cousin walked, smiling brightly. The girl handed over a luxurious gift, saying proudly, "Oh, auntie, these are cosmetics I bought just for you. I brought them all the way from abroad, and they cost more than $1,000. The aunt gasped in shock and said, "So expensive. Even though you're younger than your cousin's sister, how is there such a huge difference between you two?" The girl then intentionally adjusted her bag, and the aunt noticed it right away, saying, "Oh my, your bag looks so nice. It must be very expensive." The girl smiled proudly and said, "Auntie, this bag costs $5,000. The girl continued confidently, saying, "Auntie, do you know my monthly salary is now $30,000? The aunt was completely shocked, unable to hide her amazement. The mother sighed softly and said, "Oh dear, if I had a daughter like you, I could live such a comfortable life. But look at my daughter. She has loans, and even after I'm gone, she might not finish paying them off." The husband couldn't hold it in anymore and said, "What are you saying?" But the aunt nodded in agreement and added, "Your mother is right. The two of you haven't saved anything and are drowning in debt." The girl looked at them with a hint of arrogance and said, "It seems like you haven't earned much in these past few years. Maybe I should ask my investor to help you with some projects." Then the aunt turned to the girl and said, "Oh, by the way, I invited all of you here today because I have something important to discuss." She took a deep breath and added, "My son is getting married, and the bride's family is asking for a dowry of $100,000. Then she looked directly at the girl and said, "You're doing so well, buying luxury bags and expensive cars. Could you help me out a little?" The girl hesitated and said, "Auntie, you're telling me this so suddenly. I can't come up with that kind of money all at once." At that moment, the husband and the girl finally understood why the mother had asked them to stay quiet and not show their wealth. Outside the house, the girl turned to her mother and said, "Mom, I'm so sorry. I really thought you were trying to make us look small in front of Aunt." The mother gently looked at her and said, "You must always stay humble no matter what." The husband asked, "Mother-in-law, if we're supposed to stay humble, then why did we have to pretend we were struggling in front of them?" The mother sighed deeply and said, "Do you remember when we bought our house in the city? I told your father not to show off in front of relatives, but he didn't listen. And because of that, so many relatives came asking us for money, even people we had never met before. And in the end, none of them paid us back. And when we asked for it, they called us selfish." Then she looked at both of them and added, "So always stay humble, never show off your wealth, and never let your riches become a reason for pain." Like this video if you agree.